It's the most wonderful time of the year. I got gray, I got white, I got red, I got blue. All my iPhones are here. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Hey, what's up everybody? Fanboy here, and today I'm very excited. Yes, today is one of my favorite national holidays. It's iPhone Day. Yes, I know it's not really a holiday, but for me it is. So anyway, I have these 4 bad boys to open up with you, 3 iPhone 12s, 1 iPhone 12 Pro, and we're gonna open them up together, take a look at them, have first impressions, use the new silicone case with the MagSafe connector, and test all that stuff out. So let's get to it because I'm excited and this is taking way too long already. I wanna put my hands on these guys. Let's go. Okay, where to begin? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, let's start with the iPhone 12 Pro. Ooh. Okay. The new iPhones do not come with the charger in the box anymore, only with the USB-C to Lightning cable. They say they're doing their part in helping save the environment and reduce waste. I also think that there's obviously an economical reason behind that. I'm guessing they're saving a lot of money by not including those in the box, as well as not including the earpods. As far as unboxing experiences go, this is gonna be a really short one because really, there's nothing else in the box. It's the phone and a cable and, little Apple getting started guide, and that's it. But it does feel really nice in the hand compared to the iPhone 11. It seems it is a little bit bigger, a little longer, slightly narrower, I think, but the screen is bigger. And let's put that aside and open up one of the first iPhone 12s. Okay, here's the blue one. Ooh, that's beautiful. That's pretty. Wow, that's nice. Let's leave them there. Red. Ooh, man, that's it's slightly lighter. I think the shade of red, it's a little more orangey than the pure red from the previous one. It looks really pretty. It's awesome. And finally, white. Very nice too. Very nice. All right, let's start talking about design. From a design perspective, I'm happy to see that Apple went back to the square edges look of the iPhone 5. It isn't exactly the same. The iPhone 5 had a little bit of an edge around it. There was a difference in height between the bezel, the metal bezel, and the glass part of the phone, and it's pretty much flat on the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12. Which looks exactly the same, by the way, as the iPhone 12 Pro. Exact same size, exact same proportions, same screen, and apart from minor details like the fact that the iPhone 12 Pro, the bezel around it is made of stainless steel and it's made of aluminum on the iPhone 12, it's pretty much the exact same design. So the screen has slightly thinner bezels this time, which is great. Actually, the screen also, if you are coming from the iPhone 11 Pro, not the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but the iPhone 11 Pro, to the iPhone 12 Pro, you get a bump on the screen size, which is very welcome. It's now, instead of 5.7 inches, it's a 6.1 inch screen. There were rumors that Apple was gonna reduce the size of the notch, but they did not do that. On the sides, you have 5G antenna, power button right there. You have on the other side, the SIM card tray, volume up and down buttons, and the ringer switch. On the bottom, just your basic lightning port and then speaker ports. And my OCD makes me a little crazy that there are more little dots for the speakers on the right side than on the left side, but I'll have to learn to live with that. And then on the back, you have the 3 cameras, the wide, the telephoto, and the super wide lenses there, as well as the flash and a LiDAR scanner, which was introduced on the iPad Pro last year, and it's a really cool addition that leads to really interesting things that you can do in software for imaging, like for scanning objects or scanning entire rooms, for example, and having those transformed into a 3D file. And also it really helps with photography. There are really cool camera apps that take advantage of the LiDAR. On the 12, you have the wide and the tele lenses, flash, and microphone, and that's it. Then same thing, same button arrangement, same screen to bezel ratio as the 12 Pro, power button, 5G antenna, and ports on the bottom. But from a design perspective, that's kind of it. And when you look at the iPhone 12 Pro versus the iPhone 12s, it feels pretty much exactly the same in your hand, other than the fact that the 12 Pro feels a little heavier than the 12. Now let's talk about the cameras, which is an area that Apple really upgraded pretty much everything from the iPhone 11 Pro to the iPhone 12 Pro. And we'll start talking about the 12 Pro and then we'll talk about the 12 in a second. But the camera array on the 12 Pro is the same that you had on the iPhone 11 Pro with a wide, super wide, and a telephoto lens. But they upgraded all the lenses. The aperture on the wide lens is now f1.6, which leads to better performance in low light, because the camera needs less light to deliver great photos. For the first time, night mode is available on both the rear cameras and the front camera, which leads to selfies, better selfies in low light. And I'm glad that Apple added that in there. The other thing is they introduced the Smart HDR 3, which is an evolution of the Smart HDR that you had on the iPhone 11 Pro. And lastly, there's a great feature for people who use their phones to shoot a lot of videos, which is Dolby Vision. Apple is introducing Dolby Vision to the video capture on the iPhone 12 Pro. They claim it's the first phone to feature Dolby Vision, which is basically HDR for video and looks great. It really does lead to beautiful looking videos like the ones you can see here. For the first time, Apple used the exact same screen on the iPhone 12 that they used on the iPhone 12 Pro. And it's a beautiful screen. It's an OLED screen, 6.1 inches, up to 1200 nits of brightness, which makes it amazing to look at outdoors. And a 2,000,000:1 contrast ratio, which is a characteristic of OLED screens. They are very high contrast by nature, and it leads to beautiful colors, beautiful images, and it is a gorgeous screen overall. Unfortunately, Apple did not update the screen to make it 120 megahertz true motion like on the iPad Pro, which leads to really smooth animations and video that flows beautifully, and hopefully we'll get that on the iPhone 13. But it's a beautiful screen regardless. On the iPhone 12 Pro, the screen is actually a little bit bigger than it was on the 11 Pro. It was a 5.7 inch on the 11 Pro, and it's 6.1 inches on the iPhone 12 Pro. And it's a very welcome upgrade. Both the screen and the back of the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 are covered in glass. But Apple covered it with a material called ceramic shield, which they say is the hardest glass available on the planet today. And there are plenty of tests already online that show that it is much better at being scratch resistant and breakage resistance, and you can check those out online, but it's covered in that new material called ceramic shield. The processor in the entire new iPhone 12 lineup is the new Apple A14 Bionic Custom Silicon, which Apple claims is the first 5nm chip in the industry, and it leads to up to 50% faster performance on the iPhone 12 lineup as compared to the iPhone 11 generation. And I'm not gonna lie and say that it feels much faster than the iPhone 11 Pro, because it's not like the iPhone 11 Pro was a slow phone to start with. I think we're getting to a point where the incremental change in processor speed is really not that noticeable to the end user. But it's nice to know that it's there and it's more powerful, and it's good to have it there considering you're gonna be using LiDAR to do things like scanning environments in 3D and scanning objects and stuff like that. So, and also all the new Neural Engine features that power the camera and other things on the phone. It's nice to know that it is an even faster processor that's there to support all of that. The battery life on the iPhone 12 is actually, for the first time, a little shorter than the previous generation. It's 18 hours on the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 compared to 17 hours on the iPhone 11 Pro. And that's not ideal, but considering that they managed to make the phone a little bit smaller and put 5G in there, which is really, really battery intensive, and other things, all the new features like the new processor and stuff like that, it's not that bad. It would be ideal, of course, if they were able to bump it up, but that didn't happen this time. But we'll have to live with one less hour on paper, at least, of battery life. Here's the new MagSafe charger and how it attaches to the case. It's actually a really strong connection. Not bad at all. I wouldn't do this if the phone didn't have the case on, because the connection directly to the iPhone is not as strong. The magnets on the iPhone seem to be not as strong as the magnets on the case. So it does attach easily to the back too, and it holds it pretty well, but not as well as with the case. There's a cool little animation when you attach the phone to the charger, to the MagSafe charger. It shows that the phone is charging, shows you the charge in a round shape, which is, I think, the exact same size as the MagSafe charger itself. So overall, it's a really cool experience. I'm sure there will be tons of accessories that are going to be coming out that take advantage of the MagSafe connector, the MagSafe capability of the iPhone 12. Now let's talk a little bit about 5G. I was very excited about getting an iPhone with 5G, but the reality is that today there's not enough of a network, a 5G network around the country to make it something that you use all the time. When you do get good coverage, it is blazing fast. The entire iPhone 12 lineup actually features a technology called millimeter wave or wave, which is the fastest kind of 5G you can get. But let's revisit that in a few months when actually there is a stronger 5G network around the country. I use Verizon, and Verizon coverage is not great where I am here in the outskirts of Boston, but I've been driving around and I got kind of a spotty coverage here and there, but hopefully in a few months it will be much better. All right, good people, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please remember to hit like below and to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss updates with new unboxings, reviews, cool Fanboy original products that you can download and 3D print at home yourself, and much, much more. All right, catch you on the next one, and Fanboy out.